Greetings, individuals. My name is Comics Dude, and yes, I'm very well aware that it's been about 10, 11 months since my last video, and, well, that's just because I didn't want my videos looking like balls, so I decided not to try streaming it beforehand. Got a capture card? That didn't work. Got a different capture card, and, hopefully this one's working much better. It's actually recording, so that's a thing. Also, this is my third try recording it, because now I gotta use two devices using the capture card into my computer to record video, and then my laptop's microphone for audio, so apologies if it sounds like balls, but that's better than looking like it, I guess. Now, last time we did a bunch of stuff I can't really remember, but I know that this time we gotta go get Normandy out of lockdown, talk to Anderson and Flux, and then gonna go do the last DLC.
After years of poor economic performance, Exogeny has announced that its research colony on Pharos is finally returning a profit. New discoveries and a dedicated colonization effort have finally paid off for Exogeny. Exogeny's stock rose sharply with the announcement, with investors pleased at this surprising news.
Alright, as I was saying though, we're gonna go do the last DLC, and then next episode, whenever that is, knowing me, might be sometime next year. Hopefully not. But then we're gonna finish the game, move on to either Mass Effect 2 or I'm gonna... Well, actually, yeah, Mass Effect 2. But, now, you may be asking, probably not though, but you may be asking, what were you doing in the time that you were gone? And the answer is not very exciting. I watched a bunch of cartoons. Well, not a bunch, but I finished, like, I watched through Death Note again, and binge-watched Adventure Time, start to finish twice. Both very good. Watched Gravity Falls, all the way through. Very good. Watched Steven Universe. Pretty good, but I didn't enjoy it quite as much as those two. Finished up watching Amazing World of Gumball. Very good. And last episode, very, amusing.
Alliance officials report that a Geth incursion into the Armstrong cluster has been repulsed, with the Geth suffering heavy casualties. In the event of future Geth activity, the Alliance plans to maintain a strong security presence in the area.
But yeah, Amazing World of Gumball, the last episode, just kind of sassing the fact that they got cancelled. That's pretty that's funny. The rest of the thing kind of took it just like, okay, let's put out last good episode. Amazing World Gumball. Heck you. Yeah, I'm gonna go more in depth, probably in this video, about my thoughts on all of those, and, yeah. Also, I also played through the Dragon Age series once. Didn't have DLC for the first two games. I had now I have most of the DLC for the first game. Forgot to pick up Awakening, so I'm gonna have to throw that in there. But... Hello.
Nope. Excuse me. Commander Shepard, it is an honor to speak with you.
Cram, Your Honor. What's this riot about?
I'm Charles Saraceno of the Terra Firma Party. With Armistice Day coming soon, we're making our voices heard by the alien appeasers on the Presidium. Can I count on your support in the next election?
You're marking the end of the First Contact War with a protest?
As we have every year for the last 26 years. The war taught humanity a lesson that some would forget. If we don't stand up for ourselves, no one else will.
Every day I stand up for humanity, often in the face of bullets. What have you done lately? You really think speeches help?
We all serve in our own way, Commander. I'm not a soldier, but I can tell the public why they should support your efforts.
Among my people, everyone's a soldier. Even the infirm volunteer to serve behind the front lines.
I assure you, I'm only interested in the betterment of humanity, the same as you, Commander.
That's
You're
the wrong
marking
thing.
If we don't
I'll
stand
think
up,
about it.
That's the wrong response. Pretend I just sassed this guy a bunch.
Commander, have you changed your mind? Terra Firma could use your
Okay, never
support in
mind.
the
Here we go.
election.
What are you running for?
I'm seeking one of the
There we
5
go.
spacer seats in Parliament. They have certain Baroque conditions for a citizen to be able to vote for them. You have to spend more than 6 months a year in space, but you can't have stayed in any one settled system for more than a month. You do spend most of your time in space, Commander.
I don't know terra firma's platform. What do you stand for?
Our core value is that Earth must stand firm against alien influences, politically, culturally, and in the worst case, militarily.
But many of your subordinates make this a point of race, not politics.
Excuse me, I don't believe human politics are any of
Exactly
your
what he's saying.
Turian spaceport is yours. Of course we're concerned about your leadership.
We live in this galaxy, Mr. Saraceno. We can't pretend that what we do affects no one else.
No, of course not. My apologies. I only meant to point out that other species have no right to interfere in alliance politics.
Sorry. I believe we need to work peacefully with other races.
We've heard that before in human history. Well-meaning naivete leads to declarations of peace in our time. We can't allow anything like Shanxi to happen again. I don't suppose I could convince you to issue a public statement of support for my candidacy.
No, you cannot.
The support of the first human Spectre would be invaluable.
The occupation of Shanxi couldn't happen again. We weren't even sure there were aliens to garrison against back then.
It's still a powerful symbol, Commander. Shanxi is the only human territory ever occupied by an alien species.
You have the right to your opinion, Mr. Saraceno, but with all due respect, I disagree with it.
I understand. I'm glad you support the democratic process, at least. Thank you for your time, Commander. Remember terra firma on Election Day, because terra firma remembers you.
There we go. However, I think that Shepard would have been a little bit, less civil regarding that whole dispute, shall we say. Boom. Now, up to Flux. There might be another side quest in here, but I don't really care. Okay, yeah, here it is.
Soldier, could I take a moment of your time? Soldier, I've got a major situation, and I need help from somebody with humanity's interests.
Sir, I'd appreciate it if you could look at me.
It's Commander, actually. What do you want?
Of
Dude.
course, right to business. That's why humanity has the best damn fleet
I
in the
don't think
galaxy. My name is Elias Keeler. I'm an alliance negotiator. We've got a big session coming up with the Solarians. You wouldn't believe what's riding on this. I'm fighting for humanity on this one, just like you are.
Don't try to sell me on this. Just tell me what you want.
I need you to buy a mental stimulant for me. It's legal, but restricted. I've purchased the monthly limit, and I need more from the medbay.
What is this stimulant exactly?
Oh, I don't know the medical terms, but it increases mental capacity, short-term recall, that sort of thing. It helps me stay focused, and it keeps me sharp. Nothing gets by me.
Sounds like a combination of Mentats and Jet.
If you know the monthly limits, why did you go over them?
The negotiations were supposed to be last week, but the Solarians stalled it, probably deliberately. If I don't get the stimulant, I'll be a wreck. My assistant will take over, and that would be a disaster.
Is your assistant incompetent, or just inexperienced?
Worse, he's an alien sympathizer. My assistant wants to bend over backwards for the Citadel races. He wants to show them we're reasonable. No race will respect us until we show them who's in charge. That's what it took with the Turians. Yeah, forget my assistant.
Sir? Seems like you may have more than one problem on your hands.
Why is this deal so important?
The Solarians want to set up long-term trade agreements. There are billions of credits at stake. If I don't get the drug, my assistant will take over and mess up the whole deal. It would be a disaster.
Is your assistant incompetent?
Worse, no race will respect us until we show them who's in charge. That's what it took.
Keeler, you've got a problem. You need to get treatment.
It might look that way from the outside, but this is just a one-time slip-up. All the top negotiators are on stimulants close to the legal limit. It's the way the game is played.
Will overdosing on stimulants and getting arrested help humanity, Keeler?
Maybe you're right. I've been trying to keep humanity strong, and maybe I've pushed myself too hard. I'll tell you what, this will be the last time I use the stimulant. After this deal is finished, I'll get treatment.
You won't be doing humanity any favors if you overdose during negotiations. Get help now.
You don't understand. Humanity needs me, and I need that stimulant. Without it, I don't know anymore. I get so tired when I run out of the stimulant. I just need one more boost.
That sounds like an
Yeah.
addict talking, Keeler. What does it take to convince you?
You're right. I'll go tell my assistant. I shouldn't be
you
working
shouldn't.
like this. I'll get help. I'm just sorry it came.
You
to
should
this.
be. Alright. Now let's go. There's Anderson.
Still can't believe that could happen out in the open like that.
Neither could he. The CSEC agent said there has been an increase in
Hey, yo,
violent
how you
crime in
doing?
the area lately.
I'm glad you came, Shepard. I heard what happened.
They pulled me off the mission. Just like when they forced you to give up the Normandy.
I know, I'm sorry. I wanted to warn you, but there was no way to get a message to you before you docked. I know you're pissed off right now, but you can't give up. They all think this is over, but we both know it's not. You have to go to Ilos. You have to stop Saren from using the conduit.
There's only one ship that can get me into the Terminus systems undetected, and she's grounded.
She's been a
Citadel
bad ship.
controls locked out all the Normandy's systems, but if we override the Ambassador's orders, we can get them to bring the Normandy back online. You can be in the Terminus systems before anyone even knows you're gone.
What's the plan?
I can unlock the Normandy from one of the consoles in the Citadel Control Center. You'll have a few minutes before anyone realizes what happened.
That's a restricted area patrolled by armed guards. How are you going to get in?
Leave that to me. Just make sure you're in the Normandy when the systems come back online.
There's got to be a better way.
Ambassador Udina issued the lockdown order. If I can hack into the computer in his office, maybe I can override it.
He won't just stand by while you use his computer.
Hopefully he won't be there. If he is, I'll just have to think of something.
The Ambassador won't forgive this, Captain. You'll be charged with treason, a capital offense.
We don't have a lot of options. I break into the Ambassador's computer, or I take my chances with the patrols in Citadel Control.
You'll have a better chance if you go after the Ambassador's computer.
I was hoping you'd say that. The Ambassador has made this personal. You ready to get the hell off this station,
You
Commander?
know it.
Let's do it.
I'll take care of the lockdown. You get down to the Normandy and tell Joker to stand by.
Speaking of Joker, really good movie. And the critics were upset that a movie about a homicidal clown who cut off his face because he was feeling a little neglected. They're upset that it's violent. Like, this year has been fairly rife with big movies getting having some disagreements between fans and critics, shall we say. Joker critics would be like, no, it's terrible, no, don't watch it. People watch it, that was really good, critics. Quick, backtrack as fast as we can. Godzilla? Oh yeah, that happened over summer. I watched it and I loved it, because I've been a Godzilla fan for as long as I can remember. Seen all of them. Multiple times. Even the bad ones. Like Godzilla's Revenge.
Alliance officials have raided a dangerous cult controlled by a former Alliance officer, Major Kyle.
I know that guy.
Major Kyle surrendered and is now being treated for severe post-traumatic stress disorder.
Both parts of that are my fault. Well, Shepard's fault. I'm not him, but you know what I mean. But yeah, people hand Godzilla 98 a lot, and believe me, it's not good. But like Godzilla's Revenge, Son of Godzilla, both of those are much worse than it. And yeah, I'm not a fan of most of the Showa series. Like, the original is very good. Like, some aspects of it.
Coming up in a report later today, Emily Wong investigates corruption on the Citadel and uncovers a full-blown crime syndicate.
Okay, as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by Elevator. But like, some aspects of the original don't hold up today. But all in all, still very solid. Second one was very rushed. Like, if they gave it more time, could have been pretty good, but still had its moments. Third one, Godzilla vs. King Kong, the original, not the one coming out in November next year. Which, yeah, that got pushed back, which I feel like is probably for the best, because it went from being 5 years from 2014 to King of Monsters to about 1 year from King of Monsters to Godzilla vs. Kong, which, yes, Kong Skull Island was in the middle of the way between two Godzillas, but sorry, I'm very congested. Allergies are the worst, but yeah, Kong wasn't there in the middle of it, but
Stand by the shore party. Decontamination in progress.
it wasn't handled by. Well, I don't, as far as I know, it wasn't being handled by the same team as people as the Godzillas. Yeah, here's this. Excuse the nose noises.
Anderson, what are you doing here? I didn't send.
Yeah. What are you typing on, bro? Do.
Get us out of here, Joker. Now.
Do it. That's a face. That's more than willing to do it. Also, I apologize if there's any major background noises. Like I said, I'm recording this on my laptop, which my microphone already had a bit of an issue with that with sensitivity, but my laptop probably going to be worse with that. Like, I almost guarantee there's going to be noises from my heater in the background. Couple that with, like, people walking around, whatever's going on in my basement right now. That. There's going to be a lot going on. Now let's just do some DLC. Hopefully this will be on the shorter end, because unlike Bring Down the Sky, that's a long DLC. This one not so much. Pinnacle Station. But yeah, Godzilla vs. Kong, the original. Pretty good Japanese version, that is. American version had a lot of pointless scenes thrown in there. Godzilla vs. Mothra, the original. A little bit of a step down, but still pretty solid. Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. Apart from the fact that it had a really dumb pronouncement of King Ghidorah. Don't question why I said pronouncing instead of pronunciation. Words are hard. As I say, as I'm bashing their pronunciation of a Japanese word. But, yeah.
Isn't that Commander Shepard, the human Spectre?
Whatever. Spectre or no, it's always fun to see humans get pummeled in the simulator.
That might be racist. Well, let's just do a save in case the game decides to crash on me or something. Come on. I'm full up on saves. Let's just delete a few of these. But yeah, Ghidorah three-headed monster, pretty solid. Invasion of Astro Monster, pretty good. That also gave us the first Exilians. So, that's a thing. I think. And then the rest of the show series was... Like, I'm not really a fan of a lot of it. Like, I like a lot of the monsters, but the movies themselves, kind of hard to sit through.
Ah, Commander Shepard. Welcome to Pinnacle Station. I'm Admiral Thaddeus Ahern.
Where are the tests?
Good. Sounds like you're ready for a fight. You'll be training in the combat simulator. After each round, you'll see how you fared against your competitors.
How does the simulator work?
Talk to tech specialist Auckland if you want the technical explanation. Basically, it creates combat scenarios that allow our operatives to build their skills in a safe but realistic environment.
Who will I be competing against?
Shepard teams.
The best of the best. Alliance operatives
Excited.
travel here from all over to try their hand at the simulator. The scores are tallied, and the winners appear on these monitors for all to see. Get your name there, and the entire Alliance...
For better or
will
for
know
worse,
about it.
seeing as technically I'm on the run right now.
How do I try out a combat scenario?
Go talk to Akron over in the staging area. He'll set you up and let you choose a scenario.
Who will I be competing against?
The best of the best. The scores are tallied, and the winners appear on these monitors.
So you run the station and the training here?
Last I checked. It's better than a desk job and a hell of a lot better than retirement. The facility is magnificent. It has all the technological marvels a commander needs to train the perfect soldier. The Turians give their advice. Every so often, I listen to them.
Thanks for the info.
Carry on.
Right. So I'm just going to go through each of the main challenges here, and then, yeah. Do what I try to get the top score.
Don't worry, Commander. Ahern's tough to impress.
Now, where's the lad I gotta talk to? It's been a while since I've done this DLC. Been a while since I played this game, much less done the DLC, so apologies if I'm a little rusty. There's Okran.
So, you must be the famous Commander Shepard. I'm tech specialist Alud Okran, lead programmer on the combat simulator. Do you need something? I'm sure I have a few minutes before someone forgets their password and comes crying to me for help.
So how does this work?
It's a combination of holographic images and kinetic barriers. Holographic images help you see the objects, and the kinetic barriers keep you from walking through them.
I assume the enemies are also holographic?
No. Our operatives train in a simulator by killing real, actual people.
Sounds fun.
They're simulated. But I hear the kinetic slugs hurt just the same.
Sounds fun.
What am I supposed to be doing in these simulations?
That depends on the combat mode. We have time trial, capture, hunt, and survival modes.
What are the capture mode objectives?
Capture all designated control points as quickly as possible. The faster you capture all the control points, the higher your score.
What's survival mode all about?
Fend off waves of enemies for as long as possible. When the squad leader goes down, the mission ends. The longer you survive, the higher your score.
What's the goal in the hunt mode?
Defeat as many enemies as you can before the countdown timer reaches 0. You get additional time for every enemy you defeat. The more enemies you kill, the higher your score.
What's my mission in time trial mode?
You and your squad must defeat all enemies as quickly as possible. The quicker you defeat all the hostiles, the higher your score.
I've got it.
Splendid.
What's with the attitude?
I'm a technical genius on a station full of soldiers who only respect battlefield prowess. It's more than a little.
Understandable.
You help keep these soldiers at their best. That's extremely valuable.
I suppose so. It would just be nice to get credit for it once in a while.
Understandable. I just said
try a new simulation.
New competitors are restricted to low-impact missions till they learn the ropes. The infirmary was starting to complain. Which combat mode? Time trial, capture, survival, or hunt?
Huh. Let's go time trial.
Let's try one of the timed missions.
And which course? I've got the warehouse or tropical courses.
Tropical.
I think I'll see how I do with the tropical course.
Fine. We give you some dummy grenades and medigel. If you try to use a real grenade, I will turn off every safety measure this simulator has.
Now time to see if I can remember how to play this.
Don't wait for them to come to you.
Alright.
Damn, nice shot. Good work, Shepard. All pain, no gain.
Pew, 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 pew.
Ouch. Watch yourself. it tomorrow. Ouch. Watch yourself.
Right. I did it.
All clear.
Heck. Well, I'm redoing that one.
Do you need something else?
Let's see if I can do better this time.
Eliminate
All right.
those hostiles, Shepard.
And also, I said I'd be trying not to have any awkward silences, and then that last time was basically all silence. So,
Sorry, Shepard, but there's no award for most time shot.
so I'm gonna start with Revenge Time. I watched that. I binge watched it twice in the time it took for me to record again, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I can definitely say it's like one of, if not the best, like modern cartoons, just because it really transcends like
That's the way.
the perception of cartoons is strictly for kids, just dumb, simple, bad humor.
I've lost shields.
That's it, Shepard. Give him hell.
Because for one, the show is very intelligent, more intelligent than has any right to be.
Shepard, that Medi-gel ain't free.
All of the humor almost all hits its mark. Those relationships, well, the characters are like the highest point of it, which is saying a lot because it's got a lot of high points. I did it, and like it tells a great story as well.
Back off, Vidinos. I haven't done anything wrong.
If you've tampered with government equipment, Bryant, I'll have you thrown in the stockade.
What seems to be the problem?
Get lost, Shepard. This doesn't concern you.
Vidinos is just mad because a human beat his record.
Shut your mouth, hollow jockey. Bryant says he scored highest in missions from multiple combat modes. No human's ever done that. He clearly cheated.
Keep mouthing off and I'll show you what a human can do.
Threats? Is that all humans can do? Impressive. Tell you what, Shepard. You beat my record and Bryant won't spend the rest of the competition in the stockade. Hell, if you even come close, I'll give you my weapon.
Aha!
I'd better go make some room in my trophy case.
You're confident, Shepard. But that'll only take you so far. I hope Bryant has something to read. He'll be in that stockade for a long time.
Do you need something else? Which combat mode? Time trial, capture, survival, or hunt?
Capture.
You have your choice between the
Let's
volcanic
go
or
tropical again. Alright, but yeah. Story's fantastic. And I've seen a lot of mixed thoughts on the last episode.
Get to the point and keep it at all costs.
Also, I don't have any issues with it. Like, I feel like it's a fantastic finale. Like, not to spoil too much. Actually, it's been over a year, so it doesn't really. I don't feel like it really counts as spoilers at this point. But
Damn, nice shot.
yeah, I really enjoyed the finale. Overall, like, it told a good story. The dream sequence bit, like, was a bit of a letdown, because normally they have really good dream sequences that are, like, really trippy and surreal.
Give him hell.
Still served its purpose, just could have done more with it. Oops. Did not mean to do that.
Sorry, Shepard, but there's no award for most
And
time
I don't know what the
shot.
last objective is. I assume it's down.
Sorry, Shepard, but there's no award for most time
You
shot.
literally just said this. I'm assuming that the last... Yeah, there it is. Zoom! Hey guys, you want to catch up?
Damn it, Shepard, that Medi-gel ain't free.
I think it is. It's all simulated. Oh, no, the Medi-gel's free. No, free, real. That's not a record. But yeah, last episode was very solid. And I gotta redo that one now too. Overall series, like, has some great characters, like...
Do you need something else?
Actually, what I said about spoilers, let's just forget I said that because... I don't know.
Get to the point and keep it.
The series is like 9 years old as of this year. At least in terms of when it started. That was a waste. That was a waste too. But all the characters like are very good. Like just looking at Finn, like a lot of like quote unquote kids shows make the mistake of like having trying to make the main character relatable in it to kids and just making them really annoying to everybody else.
That looked like it hurt.
Meanwhile, eventually I'm just like, he doesn't act like any normal kid, but he's still funny. He acts logically enough. They make him so that, like, even if he isn't educated and, like, he's not quite intelligent as other characters on the show, he isn't, like, dumb by any means. He just isn't book smart. Jake is a really good foil to him by making Jake a much wiser, older brother character. That's literally what it is. But his character archetype meshes with it.
Damn, nice
and
shot.
The character himself is done very well too. Like,
never knew what hit it.
Like John DiMaggio, I love him as a voice actor.
I've lost you. Feel that one tomorrow.
He's done a lot. Like, he's got a very big range of things. Like Jake and Meg are pretty much just the same characters. Just one's a bit more PG.
Damn it, Shepard, that
But then
Medi-gel ain't free.
He's also done Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War, a completely different character. He's done the Joker in Under the Red Hood, which is my favorite DC animated movie. Actually, favorite DC movie, period. Under the Red Hood's great. And his Joker was very good at it. Like, overall, in a good movie,
Wow,
that's
Shepard.
still good.
The only way your team could have made better use of their unique talents is if you'd gone into battle with your eyes crossed.
I don't know what that means. But yeah. Principal,
need
like,
something
normally
else?
female,
Let's try a
like,
new simulation.
particularly,
Which
like,
combat
royalty
mode?
characters
Time trial,
are,
capture, survival.
Sign me up for 100.
All right. I can
they're
get you
normally
set.
very
Objectives
one-dimensional
avoided.
or bland. On the other hand, just by throwing in, like, she's a scientist, that already makes her, like, interesting compared to a lot of others.
You need to kill to keep a hunt mission going.
But throw the fact that she's actually acted well, Hynden Walsh did a really good job. I'm not sure if I remembered her name properly or said it right. Probably neither, knowing me. But either way, she did a very good job. And as the series went on, she only got, like, more dynamic. She practically became fascist by, like, midway through it. And they actually literally said, like, called her fascist, which normally is a term that kids shows will try to stay away from. Like, normally they're not too prone to bringing up Nazis. Gumball did it a lot of times. Like,
Damn it, Shepard, that minute's
Alan
only
is,
3.
there's literally an episode where he was making concentration camps, but that's for later when I start rambling about Gumball. Yeah, then additionally, once she realizes, hey, maybe stuff she's doing isn't all that good, at the behest of Flame Princess, Phoebe, whatever you want to call her. Always like that name, by the way, Phoebe. But once she's forced to confront it, like, she realizes, wait, yeah, this isn't good. Literally the next episode is her just trying to chill out. And it does a lot for her character. And that also is a big point on her potential romantic double with Finn, which I like how they had it so that she's his first romantic interest, and they make it fairly clear that they are not going to be a thing. Age difference is one thing, where biologically already it's weird. And then throw the fact that she's actually about 800 something. That only further complicates matters.
That's the way.
And also ties into something I'm gonna bring up, well, next. Where, well, they do in Marcel, it's also very good. Like, they've introduced her as, like, a character who seems kind of evil, but she is kind of messing around. Which, understandable, I do that. I like to mess with people. Not quite to the extent of kicking them out of the house, or literally making them think that
Shepard, but there's no
I am
most time shot.
The epitome of evil, but I still like to mess with people. I more so make them uncomfortable, but yeah. I destroyed your score, bro. While I was rambling.
Commander, your ability to weigh the pros and cons of standing in the way of gunfire
Hooray.
seems to be improving.
And then only a few episodes in, they start a little more on her human aspect, even though she
You
actually
need something
she's
else?
half vampire, half demon.
Let's try a new simulation.
Which combat mode? Time trial. Now pick a course.
The whole subplot between her and Gad, like, while normally, like family drama and shit gets old pretty quickly, like, it's done very well for them. Which is partially helped by the fact that, like, Hunts and Aviators, like, is voiced by Martin Olsen. Also as Olivia Olsen, partially voice actress's real dad. So that's helping. Just in the acting itself, it's written very well.
All pain, no gain.
And, like, having Dad be the literal, like, well, not necessarily the embodiment of evil in general. That would be kind of the Lich, because he's incarnation of the Green Catalyst comet, but
all pain, no gain.
Or even like,
Sorry,
but,
Shepard, but there's
literal,
no award for most
like,
time shot.
not really sure if he's a dictator, if not necessarily a king. But yeah, he ruled Nightosphere, which is basically a combination of, well, it's a lot like Bator, I like to think. Like Dungeons & Dragons has a lot, or Adventure Time has a lot of D&D references. I like to think that Nightosphere is more Bator than anything. Or Bator, however you pronounce it.
Sorry, Shepard, but there's no award for most time shot. All pain, no gain.
Heck. Minute 49, that wasn't great. I don't know what the high score is. Probably way below. Well, I'm probably way below. I don't know. Somehow I won. But yeah, I got a little sidetracked. But yeah,
There's a
Marceline
reason they made you a Spectre.
and Hudson, like, there's a very good dynamic there, and it's clear that, like, well, he still is somewhat antagonistic. Like, he's not a terrible dude.
Do you need something else?
That was the wrong button. Again, wrong button.
Something?
I'm bad at hitting buttons.
Do you need something else?
Let's try a new simulation.
Which combat mode, time trial,
Let's try one at
and
a
which
time.
course? I've got the warehouse or tropical.
Set me up in the warehouse.
The projectors are warming up.
Nope. But yeah.
Don't wait for them to come to you.
Then the whole subplot between Marceline and Principal start off like very antagonistic towards each other for reasons that aren't then explained, and it's never really explained in entirety. It's just they were really close once and they had a falling out. They may or may not have been dating. They probably were. Let's be honest. And then they slowly start like hanging out again. Where and what was missing? Well, actually, it's first like their animosity's first shown in
Damn, nice shot.
Go With Me, where it's just where Marceline shows up, and then hey, they know each other. Marceline's calling him by her first name, Bonneville, and nobody really acts to how they know each other. But then, in their next encounter, what was missing? Their first encounter where they actually talk on screen. Like, they were in video makers together, but...
Sorry, Shepard,
but they did it in a
no reward for most times shot.
So that doesn't count. What was missing? Then, hey, they're arguing again. But they're also showing that, if need be, they can be civil. And it even brings up, like, hey, they don't like fighting. But they'd rather just get along again. So, within a second, aha. But yeah,
Wow, Shepard. The only
You're
way
saying that for
your
the second
team
time,
could
bro.
have made better use of their unique talents is if you'd gone into battle with your eyes crossed.
Yeah, it's shown that they're on better terms by the end of it.
Something else?
Just because
Let's try a new.
Which
the
combat
truth.
mode, time trial, capture, survival, or hunt?
Capture.
The
You have
truth
your
is
choice
what was
between the
missing.
voca-
So, yeah, once they're confronted with the fact that, hey, neither of them want that.
And keep it at all costs.
They're on better terms by the end of it.
All pain, no gain.
And then by season 5, I think it was, with Sky Witch, hey, they're friends again, kind of. They're still arguing a bit. Like, it isn't perfect, but it's better.
Damn, nice shot. Damn it, Shepard, that
And yeah,
Medi-Gel ain't
there's,
free.
like, that starts... I feel like that's the point where the ship really, like, started taking off, because there's a little bit there in what was missing, but
Never knew what hit it.
it was kind of just, there wasn't a lot there. But yeah, I kind of laid the groundwork. Meanwhile, Sky Witch is just,
You're gonna feel that one
hey,
tomorrow.
there might be some actual fuel for this fire.
Nice shot.
And then as it continued, there's only more and more. Like, season 7, like, as far as I'm concerned, they were probably, like, low-key a thing at that point. But yeah. Also, I can already tell this run's not gonna be what I'm looking for.
Never knew what hit it.
But yeah,
That's it, Shepard. Give them hell.
But yeah, like, what was missing is probably my favorite episode. The close second is Varmints, where it's just shipping intensifies even more.
Think we're good, Commander?
And if it hadn't been for that, oh yeah, that wasn't good. But if it hadn't been for that one rock falling
Better luck next time.
at that particular time, possibility that there could have been a little bit of a smooch there 3 seasons early. Although it probably wouldn't have been as effective, and they might have run out of steam by the end. Heck,
Do you need something else? Do you need something?
I'm so bad at hitting buttons.
Do you need something else?
I'll be back another time.
Then go play somewhere. Do you need something?
There we go. Now I just need to actually know where I'm going this time.
Get to the point and keep it at all costs.
Also, that's totally the Halo lotion set.
You're gonna feel that one tomorrow. That's it, Shepard. Give them hell.
Yeah, there isn't a lot for in Season 8. Season 9. Like, Season 8 and 9, I don't think there's a lot there. Like, they're shown hanging out in the episode with Jake's granddaughter, whatever her name is, Bronwyn. They're shown hanging out there.
Damn it, Shepard, that
Maybe a
ain't
low
free.
key date. Probably not. Like, in my head canon, it is. Never mind the fact that it was my fanfiction. Yeah, I'm plugging that here. It's the thing I got the biggest following on somehow. But, guys, thank you. But, well, I'm pretty sure they're taking that point, and that's probably low-key a bit of a date going on. And then, and then Season 10, meanwhile, there's several bits like they're holding hands in 17.
Good work, Shepard.
Marceline's Choice, a song, again, this isn't a winning round. Marceline's Choice song in
Think we got him, Commander.
Marcine Hudson. Oh, I guess it is. I thought the scores were lower than that. Or higher, technically.
That's odd, Shepard. I've never seen the holograms cry like that before.
Yeah, low-key, she's there singing pretty much the lesbian anthem. And the last episode,
Do you need something else?
now they're canon.
Which combat mode? Time?
And,
All right.
like any of my real life friends, they know I talk about this series a lot.
Don't just stand there looking pretty. Kill something.
Maybe a slight obsession. Granted, I also talk about this a lot. Used to. Not so much anymore after a year of not playing it, pretty much, but I used to ramble about it all the time while I was still actually recording consistently. And well, now I'm back to rambling about Bench Time and
Feel that one tomorrow.
Godzilla all the time.
You're gonna feel that one tomorrow. Never knew what hit it.
But yeah, they know, like, they've heard me say many times that, like, I know Carmen was sharing that. Last episode, probably cheers a few times. That bit be, like, when they finally had this smooch, that was what. Yeah, it was done very well.
Never knew what hit it. You're gonna feel that one tomorrow.
It's also done. It's also like
Good work, Shepard.
the comics also made them practically canon long before. They were married like 3 different times in the comics. And one of them, they killed off Marceline in an alternate future, and maybe decide, you know what, I'm done, like, I'm done doing it, literally anything. Like, I'm just gonna sit in a little room for like 30 years or whatever. I don't know how long it was. It's been a while since I read that comic.
All pain, no gain.
But, yeah. She basically just
Never knew what hit it.
shuts down after she gets molecularly disassembled by a legally distinct from a mind flayer. But yeah. And then they go back in time.
Clear.
Future PB tells past PB, hey, she got a thing for it. And then tells past Marceline, hey, she got a thing for it. And, yeah, pretty nice little moment there.
That's odd, Shepard. I've never seen the holograms
Several little
cry
bits
like
like that
before.
throughout the comics. That's my favorite one, though. And then after, again, like the season 11 comics, there's one little Kazanchi. And then
Do you need something else?
Simon and Marcy
Let's try
comics.
a new simulation.
Which combat mode? Time trial? Capture?
I'll go with
Well,
survival.
Simon and Marcy comics, like, that one's a bit more blatant with it. Which, the comic's alright, like, not too, like,
It's just like the real world. The only thing you need to do is
like, it's
survive.
not fantastic by any means, but still pretty solid. I feel like the ending wraps up a little too conveniently. But like something I liked with the finale is that, like, it didn't really end on a happy end. Like, it's not the worst possible ending. Definitely better than this series ended on. But, like, it's a satisfying ending without being a full-on, and they lived happily ever after. It's more so, they kept living their lives, as Bimo said. Like, is done very well, and Bimo just caps up the ending to it very well. It's not, and they lived happily ever after. It's, and they just kept living their lives. Which also, like, does a lot in one of my favorite aspects of shows, that, like, stuff happens off screen, and they don't feel the need to explain it. Like, it's like something happens off screen, they don't feel the need to be, like, go into meticulous detail talking about it. Or just, they can bring it up, they don't need to go into detail, they can even bring it up and drop it immediately.
All pain, no gain.
And no questions asked, because the characters know about it. Doesn't mean the viewers need to. I guess if they wanted, if they felt it important enough, they would have had an episode about it. If it's not,
Sorry, Shepard, but there's no award for
I
most time shot.
don't think that's a record.
Area secured.
Oh, by like a second. Nice.
Akron must have changed it. Or there's a bug in the simulator. You got lucky, human.
I don't have time for sore losers.
I'll find out how you rigged the simulator. Your record won't
Haha.
stand. Heads will roll. Bryant is clear. Keep your smug grin to yourself. I'm out of here.
You gonna hand over the gear you owe me? Or do I have to take it myself?
But of course, unlike some competitors aboard this station, I am a man of character.
I'll take that shotgun.
Go ahead. Thing's a piece of garbage anyway. Enjoy the burn.
Whoa, am
when
I
it
taking
blows
your
up in
arm out of your
hand.
shoulder, bro? You just glitch inside yourself. That's a nice gun, I think. Yeah, it is. I got a lot of money.
Do you need something else?
Let's try a new simulation.
Well, well. You're Which combat mode? Time trial? Which course do you want?
Hooray.
I can boot up the warehouse?
Boot up the volcanic level.
Fine. The projectors are warming up. You can start whenever.
But yeah, that was I can't remember what I was talking about. Talking about the comics, I think.
Eliminate those hostiles, Shepard.
Talking March comics. They're alright. Shame the season 11 comics are being discontinued, but I've been hearing a lot about, like, how this service is, like, customer service is really bad, and, like, we're practically forcing, like, people to turn to pirating if they wanted to get it at all. So, like, they'd order it, like, and then they wouldn't get anything for months, and then when they finally get any, like, something, like, it'd be, like, stuff they already have.
Shepard, that Medi-Gel ain't free.
So, like, at that point, like, it's a shame that it ended, but I feel like it could have been easily avoided on Kaboom's part.
Good work, Shepard.
Shutting them down.
Yeah, even a lot, like, something else I like is, like, side characters all have distinct personalities as well. It's not like you just copy and paste. Like, all of them when they show up on screen, like, no two are the same. Even, like, design, voice, that was not good. I should have pulled out my shotgun on that one. But yeah. Design, voice, personality, all that stuff.
Better luck next
Let's
time.
try that again. Yeah, story itself is also very good, where, like, characters are important to it.
Do you need something else?
And, like, inter-character relationships are done very well, where it feels natural.
Don't wait for them to come to you.
But, like, while they do give characters, like, distinct relationships, and, like, complex ones, like, they don't take priority over the characters themselves, where that's a problem a lot of shows have, I believe, where it's like, they give a character a girlfriend, they feel like they need to spend a lot of time focusing specifically on that, rather than letting it play out with other things, which I feel like it's a good way to make people just not care. Like, when you force it. Like, forcing something is not something that ever works well. Like, forced humor is why so many,
You're gonna feel that one tomorrow.
like, so many other, like, kids shows that are supposed to be funny end up falling flat, just because if the show is based on its humor, and the humor isn't good, like, it doesn't have anything. Try to force, like characters trying to, like, force a relationship without the characters having chemistry, for one, and two, without, like, giving viewers a reason to get invested, rather than just saying, it's a thing, so deal with it, is another way of, like, that's not gonna work.
Sorry, Shepard, but there's no award for most times shot.
Come on. Yeah, they do those very well. Like, even if they have episodes, like, focusing on it, like Fin and Flame, for instance, has several, it was still amusing.
Do you need something else?
Like, there's always something else with it. Like, whether it be...
Don't wait for them to come to you.
Whether it be developing plot or characters, like, it's always done to develop the characters rather than like, the relationship builds the characters rather than the characters build the relationship, which is great. it's a point in their character.
You're gonna feel that one tomorrow. That's it, Shepard. Give him hell.
Yeah, it's a plot point rather than
Ouch.
the plot,
Watch yourself.
which I feel works much better. Where if you want to have it, like, there are some cases where it can work with that being the focus. However, I feel like it works best, like, either as something to build the characters, or a means, like, that they can work. Like, a point that they can work towards. Whoa, what the heck are you doing, bro?
That's the way.
Well, he's a character who part of their thing is, like, they want to get married, or the vice versa. Where they want to avoid it at all costs. Like, it can work very well there, where it's a goal for them to reach, or, on the other hand, something for them to avoid, or
That's the way.
you can do the opposite, where they really want it, and then they realize maybe it isn't, like, this necessity that they believe, or they want to avoid it, and then they realize, hey, maybe it's not so bad. Yes.
On the bright side, Shepard, any intelligent enemy you come across will know how foolish it would be to
They're kind of
face you.
strong. I think. Might have been my fourth time, I'm not sure. But yeah.
Do you need something else? Which combat mode?
Capture.
Good choice.
Hopefully this goes better. But yeah,
Get to the point and keep it at all costs.
Take cover.
yeah, I've rambled about that enough, I think. Maybe, maybe not. Probably. Yeah, back to what I was saying earlier about, like, how it feels like things can happen, like, off-screen. Like, a lot of people say that's always better to do, like, show, don't tell, but... Like, in this case, I feel like it's a different aspect of it, where, rather than just
That's the way.
show what happens, this is more so showing the aftermath of it. Which I feel can work just as well, rather than devoting a lot of episodes to...
Never knew what hit it.
Like, I feel the best example is Prince Republic Mars getting along again.
That's it, Shepard.
Like,
Give
it basically
him
just,
hell.
like, here's the start, here's the midpoint, where it's like Skywitch, they're already hanging out again. Where they're on friendly terms, they're by no means perfect, like, they still argue throughout it. But, okay, for that crash, I'd be very upset. But, in spite of that, it still shows, like...
Wow, Shepard. The only way your team could have made better use of their unique talents is if you'd gone into battle with your
I feel like
eyes
that little
crossed.
after mission bit is a little unnecessary. But yeah, just... They've clearly been hanging out, they're on better terms. Hear how they are
Do
now.
you need something else?
Check
Try
back
and
later.
simulate.
Which combat mode? Let's see.
And then once there's another one devoted, like, with every one of them, it's showing
Don't
a
just
different
stand there looking pretty,
point,
kill something.
like, in their ever better relationship, rather than, like, spending a lot of time growing it, which could be very hit or miss. Like, by conserving your, like, your ideas,
Good work, Shepard.
and, like, it means that it's not going to exhaust all, like, it's not going to exhaust all the ways you have going about it. And all you gotta do is just write them into it at a certain point in their, like, in their growing relationship rather than trying to do the opposite.
Good work, Shepard.
Where you have the points and you're trying to find ways of portraying it repeatedly and regularly. Yeah, those the character-based episodes are some of my favorite ones. Like, what was missing? Like, if the focus of the episode wasn't on them trying to get their stuff back, it was on them the focus of the episode was on the characters themselves rather than the issue. That was just a means of bringing them all together. Marceline didn't even get anything stolen. Just probably trying to steal her base, let's be honest. I feel like, because she didn't have Hambo back by that point, and I don't think that there's really anything in her house that would be important enough besides that. And then the end of the episode where it's showing everybody's stuff, it's just Finn's got Phoebe's hair.
There's no award for most times shot.
And that just, okay, we know how he got that. Jake's got his baby blankie, which, I mean, you don't really need to explain that. That one just, enough said, it's a baby blankie. It makes sense in that. That means something to him. And then pulls out the rocket, and hey, as soon as it's Marceline, understandably, and she just, wait a second, that's not mine, turned out it's PB's.
That looked like it hurt.
I feel like that single bit is where, the first footholds of the ship took off, and that shirt, remains a symbol for quite for a bit, at least within the fandom. In the show, it's just, dang it, this runs out, and I would have won too if it weren't for those meddling missiles. Oh, never mind. I guess it still counts on Hunt, even if you get taken out.
Wow, Shepard. The only way your team could have made better use of their unique talents is if you'd gone into battle with your eyes crossed.
But yeah. That is a good example of focusing on the characters rather than
something else.
Let's try.
Which combat mode? Now pick a course.
And giving them, a means to grow naturally.
It doesn't have to be pretty. Just keep yourself alive.
Yeah, the rest of that happens off screen. We're also once Marceline's introduced. At first she seems at first it seems like she could be a minor villain, and first appearance, boom. Vampire Queen steals her house, and then she later on gives it back, but
good work,
yeah.
Shepard.
Second one is just, oh no, she's evil, haha, just kidding. She's just, as Finn puts it, a radical dame who likes to play games. And then, third appearance, go with me, they're chill with it. And then by the end of the series, she's one of their closest allies. I feel like she and Ice King / Simon are both, the two best characters in it. Which makes sense, seeing as, those two are so intrinsically linked.
Damn it, Shepard, that Medi-gel ain't free.
Dang it. Hopefully that's enough. I don't think it is. It's only, yeah, 2 minutes 20. Alright. I can probably do that. But,
do you need something else?
Yeah, those two, It doesn't have to be pretty. Just keep yourself alive.
Simon Marcy's another one of my favorite episodes.
Enemy sighted.
Where it's Adventure Time Normal was like bright, colorful, very fun. It was like ignoring the words are hard. Ignoring the fact that it's actually not really a magical fantasy world. It's a magical post-apocalyptic future. I chose a good day to record. I'm congested and I can't talk. Yeah, ignoring that fact, like, it's normally still very bright and colorful. Very fun. And then, Simon and Marcy just, nope. Back to the post-apocalypse. And, like, literally in the immediate aftermath, not 1,000 years into the future, it's just, boom, destroyed buildings everywhere. And it actually can be seen as like a pre-sequel style thing to what's the name of that episode? One where Ice King shows up at Marceline's house and sing some songs together. Or,
You're gonna feel that one tomorrow.
hey, I got an achievement! Hooray! I assumed I already had that one. I probably should have shotgunned you, but who cares?
Damn it, Shepard, you lost a squad
No,
member.
Garrus.
All pain, no gain.
Didn't make it. But yeah, I remember you. That's the name of it. Like, it could be kind of seen as a sequel to that one, where I remember you talking about, like, it brings up the first aspect of their past, and then it ends with little Marcy there. Fine. Simon shows up.
Do you need something else?
And, calms her, comforts her, gives her handbow. Yeah. Meanwhile,
Like
this one is just...
The only thing you need to do is survive.
It really has her go into more depth about their relationship. And it also kind of is the point where Finn and a lot of the audience are like, wait a second, maybe hating on this guy is not good. Like, he's pretty much an Alzheimer's patient. He's a magical Alzheimer's patient.
Shut it down.
That was really bad. But yeah, like, that's another one of my favorites. And that one, like, is just like a very sober episode.
Do you
And
need
again, that's the
something
point
else?
that Flash shows want to really explore. They want to be like, oh, hey, happiness.
It's just like the real
Boom.
world. The only thing you need to do is survive.
Now you got a very bleak and desolate post-apocalyptic wasteland that these two are going in. And also cheers. That's a thing, so that ties it into the real world. So.
Good work, Shepard.
That's another thing. It's our future, potentially. Never mind the fact that it actually happened in, like, 2000, like, mid to late 2000, like 2006, 2007. Like, I think it's like, it's generally seemed to be like 2006 to 2009 or something like that.
That's the way.
I'm pretty sure that's what the community's agreed on.
Never knew what hit it.
But yeah, most shows wouldn't decide know what? Let's just throw that in there too. Yeah, that episode added a lot of depth to both, like, Marceline and Simon's characters. As well as, like, just the series as a whole.
Stay alert. You just lost one of your squad members.
No estaban de bueno. I have no idea if that was grammatically
Do you need
correct.
something else?
Or S, I think it'd be este.
It's just like the real world. The only thing you need to do is survive. Damn, nice shot. Sorry, Shepard, but there's no award for most times shot. Damn, nice shot. Never knew what hit it. Good work, Shepard. You're gonna feel that one tomorrow.
This is not going great. Survival's problem, without a doubt, my weakest one. My weakest one. I feel like I rambled about that chat enough. Now on to the spiritual successor, in a sense.
Do you need something
Steven
else?
Universe, which... Yeah, I enjoyed watching it, but... I feel like...
It doesn't have to be pretty.
I feel like this show has a bit of an identity crisis at times, like... It has trouble deciding whether it now wants to be a lot like Adventure Time, or... completely different. It has a similar feel to it, but... Does some things better, a lot of things not quite as well.
Good work, Shepard. Watch your squad mates.
Uh-oh, my cat is scratching the couch.
That's the way.
Well, I've won, so. Right, I guess talking was my weakness. Who would have suspected?
Ouch. Watch yourself. All
Alright.
pain, no gain.
But yeah, does some things better, does some things worse. Steven Universe 2 Adventure. I'm like, I don't feel like it's. Sometimes I'll see like people say that it's like not really fair to compare
Well,
the two,
that's
but
all of them.
and I can
You took the top
kind of
spot
agree,
everywhere you
but
could. No one's even surprised anymore.
all right.
Impressive work in there, Shepard.
Got anything else for me to do?
There's a special scenario I don't get to offer to many operatives. I
Alright,
want
I'm
you to
going
give
for
it a
like
shot.
not even an hour and a
Look,
half.
kid, you've done well. But I've been through a lot worse, and it wasn't a simulation. But I can make it one, if you're interested.
You have something else I can try?
It's a reenactment of one of my missions. We held off an ambush of Turian assault troops back during the Contact War. Just me and a small squad. I haven't finished programming it yet, but it's close enough. You can try it if you like.
Keep going.
The rules are simple. Survive until you're picked up, if you can. You'll be ridiculously outnumbered. No real cover to speak of. It's the ultimate worst-case scenario. Of course, it'll only be a simulation.
If we're doing it, let's do it right. Up the difficulty.
You got balls, Shepard, but it's still just a simulation. Even our best VIs aren't as good as the real thing.
Then turn off the safeties.
No safeties, highest level of difficulty, you'll never do it. And then I'll have to explain how a Spectre died on my station.
You think it's that hard? Put your credits where your mouth is. Unless that's too much for you.
I don't mind a little wager, but no, not credits. I've got a nice little retirement place on Entice. I never go there, and I don't plan on retiring anytime soon. It's yours if you can beat it. And what are you wagering?
My life.
Fair enough.
Right. So you really want the safeties off? If you die, it's getting logged as user error. I'm not losing my job over this.
What's this place like?
Quiet, remote. You've practically got the whole
Sounds
planet
nice.
to yourself. I got a brochure from Exogeny, and they dropped a prefab down on Entice for me, here in the Argus Row cluster. The weather is terrible, but they tell me it's a red paradise, whatever that means. What do you say?
Set it up.
Talk to Akron. I'd say good luck, but you'll need a lot more than that.
Let's get this bread.
Do you need something else?
Let's try a new...
Which combat mode? Time trial? Capture? Survival?
I understand Ahern.
For the record, I'm against
I'll be
turning.
fine.
What about my simulator? I'll be making repairs for weeks.
This should be good.
I don't say this very often, but good luck.
I got a little excited there, sorry. Yeah, I keep getting sidetracked. Yeah, Steven Universe, like, it's an enjoyable show, I'm not saying that, just I don't feel it's, like, out of Cartoon Network's, like, big four, like, modern shows, which they cancel all of them in 1 year, so. We got some real smarties working there.
Area secured.
But well,
Heads up, Shepard. The fun's just starting. on tomorrow.
I should really try talking more. I'm on the school speech team, and I go from talking too much to not talking at all. Hey, but yeah, there's some things that does well. Like its music is definitely like the best point in the show. Like, Redshine does have some pretty solid music. The best ones are all written by Rebecca Sugar, and wouldn't you know it? She's the one in charge of Steven Universe, so it's only natural it's gonna have some great music.
Never knew what hit it.
Like, however, the show, like, eventually will go like a few songs each season, but nothing crazy. Steven Universe, meanwhile, is like a new song every few episodes. Like, they chilled out towards the end, but like first 3 or so seasons, which are, well, these are where most of my complaints come. Like,
damn it, Shepard, that Medi-gel ain't
the last
free.
several seasons, like the last 2 seasons or so, 2.5, were fantastic. However, were you two just hugging there? A little Turian hug. That's adorable.
That's it, Shepard. Give him hell. Ouch. Watch yourself. That's it, Shepard. Give him hell.
Yeah, first few seasons, there's a lot of music. Like, every few episodes, there's a new song. And, well, yes, the vast majority, if not all of them, are very good. Like, makes it feel a little bit, like, congested, much like my nose and sinuses. Yeah, it makes it really hard to appreciate them all in all. And then, but then there's also a lot of, like, dumb ones. Like, much time, like, the dumb ones are still very funny. Steven Universe, like, the cookie cat thing, like, I didn't, like, I watched the first few episodes and I downright did not.
Shepard, but there's no award for most time shot.
I made myself, like, keep watching, and I don't regret it.
Damn it,
Not like
Shepard,
Redshine,
that
where,
Medi-gel
like,
ain't free.
I can just sit through and watch the entire show, because I don't think that there's a single, like, all-around bad episode, or at least one that isn't, like, enjoyable to me.
Damn it, Shepard, that Medi-gel
Like,
ain't
Steven
free.
Universe, like, even if they're not bad per se, like, they're still well put together. Like, there's a lot of them that I just don't like, which is largely due to one Steve. For the vast majority of the show, like, he's insufferable. Like, while eventually I managed to make, like, Finn, like, not too bright, but definitely not dumb. Like, Steven definitely is. Which, ironic, actually, he's the opposite, where, like, he's actually, like, very capable of learning, like, when he's talking with Connie, like, yeah, he actually seems to be smart. However...
Do you need something else?
Let's try.
What about my simulator?
However, outside of, like, that, like, he just... Super John causes, like, more issues, like, that it's worth logically keeping him around for. Like, the only reason that gems seem to keep him around is because, well, because pink diamond, / rose quartz. Like, now that I finished series, like, I see her more pink diamond and rose quartz just because, at the end, like, especially in the movie, that's how they, like, that's all she really becomes. Like, once they reveal that Rose is actually pink, like, that's really what she becomes. Understandably so.
Heads up, Shepard. The fun's just starting.
Now let's try chilling out back here.
That's the way.
I've lost shields.
Ow. That was not fun. That was really bad, actually. I feel a little ashamed. But yeah, like, that's the only reason they really kept it around. And yeah, like, well, he's fine, like, he certainly has, like, good moments. And all in all, he's just
Do you need something else?
really annoying.
What about my...
Yeah, he definitely does get better by the end of the series.
Ouch. Watch yourself. That looked like
So, like, that's excusable. If he didn't get any better, that would definitely be a very major complaint. Which is still is, like, a pretty big one, seeing as he's the main character. And just, like, annoying main characters are terrible. Like, annoying side characters you can get past. But annoying main characters are the worst.
I've lost shields.
Yeah, it's even worse. Meanwhile, like, their side cast, like, the single main character, the titular character, titular, however you pronounce it, like Steven.
Heads up, Shepard.
Like,
the fun's just starting.
no bueno. Up until the last few, like, the last season and a half. But the rest of the gems, like, the remainder of the main cast and, like, Garda, Amethyst, Pearl, like, and then Pearl separated into Ruby and Sapphire, they're all really good. Like, Amethyst probably my favorite. And then, like, the secondary group of gems, you know, like, Lapis's emo waifu. Yeah, Lapis, Peridot.
Never knew what hit it.
Bismuth, towards the end. And even, like, the villainous ones, like,
Good work, Shepard.
like Jasper. Like, they're all very good. So, like, and then even outside of the gems, like,
Never knew what hit it.
like Steven's dad, Greg, whatever you want to call him. He's very good. Sadie and Lars are both really
There's
good.
no award for most times shot.
Lars by the end is like actually like one of my favorite characters. Just flat out.
That's it, Shepard. Give them hell. Never knew what hit it. Watch your squad mates.
Come on, bro, get up.
I'm better now.
You're gonna feel that one tomorrow.
yeah, he's got a really good side cast. Yeah, something that I like about something else that I really like about Adventure Time is like none of the episodes really feel like filler, like especially towards the end. In the beginning, yeah, you definitely have something new. Like they still manage to be fun and memorable. Steven Universe, a lot of them don't really have any reason to be there other than they needed more episodes. Which, like, the last season 5, doesn't really have any room for filler, so that doesn't have any. But on the other hand, like, the entire rest of the show definitely does. Like, it definitely has a lot of it.
Never knew what hit it.
And, like, I get that they're trying to build characters, which Adventure Time had a lot of character-based episodes, but there's a difference between filler episodes and character-building episodes. Which Steven Universe really toes the line. I feel like a lot of them really misses the mark. Or something that it does do very well, not quite as well as Adventure Time, but still does very well, is like is relationships within like the main group.
I've lost shields.
Lost shields? Get a barrier.
I've lost shields.
Good work, Shepard.
Heck.
Ouch. Watch yourself.
Dang it. But yeah, like he does it very well. Like Ruby and Sapphire is a very, very good one. Like Greg and Rose, they don't really expand a lot on that, so I can't really give much commentary on that. Pearl and Pink / Rose.
Sign me up for a hunt.
Let's see. Which combat? What about?
Like that one's alright. They don't really do a lot with it. It's more so just hinted at that it might be a thing, might just be Pearl wishing it was a thing. Might be some combination of the two, who knows. Or it might be exactly none of those. Yeah, in any case, like, that's still done fairly well. That one's like very much like not so much subtext, it's just like subtext-based relationships, more so just like they don't actively be like, yeah, Pearl was in love with her. It's more so just they never outright say it, but they show it pretty explicitly. At least until the movie where they're like, yeah. She was pretty much just infatuated with her, which is a carryover from when she was pretty much just her servant. Yeah, shouldn't like an anti-aircraft turret be able to track a moving target? You'd think it would.
Countermeasure deployed.
I forgot what I was saying. I was saying something. Yeah. Yeah, probably important. Mostly rambling, I'm sure. That's how I tend to talk.
Good work, Shepard.
But
Never knew what hit it.
yeah,
Good work, Shepard.
something. Words. Words were spoken, I'm pretty sure. Probably about Steven Universe, because that's what
Stay alert. You just lost one of your squad members.
That's mostly what I was talking about. But I may have changed topics by then.
All pain, no gain.
Garrus? Bro, what happened? Did you just glitch out of existence? I just revived and realized I couldn't see him. Check down and boom.
Watch yourself.
He literally doesn't exist anymore.
Damn, nice shot.
Garrus, are you just flat out dead? Are you dead now? Because that would be a shame. Because like in this one, you're my boy. Still my boy in the other one, just not quite as much my boy.
You're gonna feel that one tomorrow.
Maybe not if I end up dying, like Garrus apparently has. As you know, this is an absolutely flawless game. Thank you.
Ouch.
Thank you for shooting.
Watch
I
yourself.
was hitting the trigger several times there. It was not cooperating.
I've lost shield.
So you have.
Sorry, Shepard, but there's no award for most times shot.
Bro. Get out of here.
Damn it, Shepard, that Medi-gel ain't free.
Yeah, I think I was talking about like filler or something in the show. It has a lot of that, but when it really like buckles down and gets to like a main episode, like those are very good. Like it took me about 40 episodes to get into it. But once I got to, I think it was like The Return or something.
Damn,
One where
nice shot.
one where Peridot and Jasper show up and kidnap everybody. The Return and whatever the one after that was, unless that was the first part, unless that was the second part. That and whatever episode it is tied with are both very good. What happened? One of my abilities just disappeared. What was it? Maybe. Might not have. I might just be imagining that. Yeah, when it really buckles down and gets into like focuses, like then it gets really good.
Ouch. Watch yourself.
Like I'll say that readily. Yeah, almost every complaint I have with the main series though, like the movie was fantastic. Like I have no major complaints with the movie. It's just like Like, Steven is actually very good in it. The story is like, and overall, it's very focused, has good pacing, like...
I never thought I'd see the day. Good work, Shepard.
Too
Really
easy,
good
never mind the fact I died like a dozen times.
I'm not saying I'm better than you. Well, maybe just a little.
You don't have to rub it in. I know when I'm beat. Makes me wish we had you during the first contact war. Could have saved a lot of human
Clearly
lives.
don't know me.
And since I'm a man of my word, my retirement home is yours. Too bad. Now that I've seen you beat that scenario, I almost feel like I could retire.
Are you serious?
Hell no. The day I retire is the day I die. Enjoy that place, Shepard.
Right.
You earned it.
Are there any more special scenarios?
Nothing new yet, but feel free to come back and run through the old ones. It's a good way to keep yourself sharp, and the recruits will get a kick out of watching the famous Commander Shepard run through the tests.
I don't think so.
It's been a pleasure working with you, Admiral.
Likewise. Call me Ahern. You've earned that too.
Hooray, I did the thing. That took a bit longer than I expected. We're nearly hour 50 in, but still. At least this one was actually short, unlike a lot of times I claim that. And let's just hope that the Alliance doesn't look at that and be like, oh, seems like Shepard has put in his real name in all of these. Huh. Guess we know where he is.
Congratulations, Commander. It's been an honor competing with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sai. I should really get back to reading that as well.
Commander
I got
Shepard.
most of the way through Dark Tower and then, like, or not most of the way, I got about halfway through the books and then kind of dropped it. Now to the Normandy. Yeah, the movie back to what I was saying before my brain got a little sidetracked. That was very, very good. Also, Spinell was like a fantastic, like, sympathetic villain. He isn't even an antagonist for most of it. They're just bad. A long string of, at first, the first time through when I watched, I was like, what the heck? I don't support this. Like, I was pretty annoyed. But then, by the end, I was just, actually, on second thought, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, she's a very good sympathetic villain. Like, unlike a lot of movies where it's just, you got the villain, they become good, and then inevitably they become evil again. Like, this does it quite well. Cause, like, them turning makes sense. Like, she's like paranoid and afraid of being abandoned. That's what initially caused her to go crazy. Happens the second time, like, for the same reasons. Like, it makes sense. And then also, they pretty much get nuked. Like, my only real issue with it is that it feels like that much like the main series, like, it feels like it wraps up a little too immediately. Like, the only real downside is that Steven's gonna need to do a lot of kissing. But outside of that, like, doesn't seem like any major issue with it. Also, you get a little house here, but out of your various houses in the game, probably, like, or in the series, probably the worst. From Censored. That seems a little shady. But alright, that's done. So I guess I'm just gonna hop back on Normandy and then end this episode off here. Didn't really finish my thoughts on that, but I don't really care. I don't want a 5-hour video to edit. Granted, me voice my thoughts on it aren't going to be 5 hours, but hey, I can always record a second video. Actually, I'm probably going to do that like back to back just so I don't forget. So, with that all said and done, that DLC done. I've been Comics Dude. I've been playing Mass Effect, and I'll see you in the next video, which I'll probably record right after this.